Well, I hope everyone is doing well today. So today we are doing our course introductions, and I'll be showing you Blackboard, the syllabus, and everything like that. So I am starting on our Blackboard page here. And for our section, for our online section, our section is 4942, English Comp. So that's where I'm going to go. So before I dive in further, I might as well introduce myself if you haven't met me already. I teach at JCC, and my name is Rachel Krashna. I've been teaching at JCC for about the last year and a half now. I really enjoy it. I am teaching online this semester because I am actually technically high risk for corona, so that's why I chose to teach from online this semester, and it's actually been a very enjoyable learning experience, and I rather like it. So that's why I'm teaching online this semester. So just a little bit about me. I am originally from Buffalo, New York. I grew up in the Orchard Park area, which is like the suburbs of Buffalo, and I lived there and went to college there for my undergrad degree. I got my undergrad degree at Hilbert College, and then I was offered a teaching scholarship at Bonaventure, and that's why I ended up moving down here and going to grad school. But my family actually ended up moving to the area. All of us ended up sort of relocating down here for one reason or another. So we're quite close. Some of my hobbies outside the classroom are writing, reading, gaming. I also do a lot of hiking in my spare time. I also have been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. I'm really into music, and I listen to all sorts of different music. So yeah, that's a bit about me. But just so you are aware, this is for English Comp 1. For our online section here. And I will be doing a mix of videos, online discussion boards, maybe writing prompts. Keep in mind that the course structure revolves around 3 main papers. So as long as you keep up with the due dates and that kind of thing and the assignments and deadlines, you are perfectly welcome to work on your work during your own schedule. I know online courses are certainly a bit different. So each student is expected to keep track of their own due dates, their deadlines. And of course I'll be talking about the syllabus and course schedule and that kind of thing, and sort of my expectations and structure of the course in general. So anyway, here is our Blackboard page. And I'll be going into student preview so you can sort of see what I have set up here. So the first thing I would like everyone to do, if you have not done so already, is go under the syllabus and course schedule tab and click on the online course syllabus. And I will talk briefly about the syllabus, but I won't read it word for word. Sort of expect everyone to download the file and read the file in its entirety. But there is some important information in here that I do want to emphasize before leaving you all today. So the first thing to note is that this comp course is Tuesdays and Thursdays through online. And you can find my email. The best way to contact me is through email. You can email me at any time and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And here are my office hours, which are Fridays from 3 to 5 p.m. and by appointment. And my office hours will be through Zoom, and you can always instant message me through Zoom as well at any time. I don't mind if you do that, but keep in mind that my Zoom office hours are from 3 to 5 on Fridays. So I will be present on Zoom during those hours. But if you need a separate appointment outside of those hours, please email me and we'll try to work something out. Like I said, this class will be entirely online and conducted through YouTube lectures and class activities on Blackboard. Keep a close eye on your JCC email for further instructions each week and through Blackboard. And I will probably be posting content more in the evenings, probably more towards the evenings, because I do work 2 jobs. I work for JCC, but I also tutor during the week. So sometimes I might be posting online content, especially in the evenings, probably for this course. So please keep that in mind and please be patient, but I will do my best. So here's the course description. Students will develop skills in critical reading, rhetorical analysis, and argument. Students will learn how to read rhetorically and critically and will analyze a variety of texts on current interdisciplinary topics. The course focuses on writing for specific audiences and purpose in mind, with emphasis on academic composing. And of course, here are our course student learning outcomes. So by the end of the course, you'll learn how to develop an organized, clear essay that demonstrates awareness of audience and purpose. You'll also learn how to respond in writing on multiple perspectives about a given issue or topic. And of course, you'll learn about the rhetorical process quite a bit. And of course, the third component that's most important is being able to reflect upon your own personal writing. And of course, peer review, so that's like collaboration and revision. So we'll be doing peer review probably through Blackboard. Please note, there are 2 textbooks required for this course, and I will be assigning weekly readings through the textbooks. So the Norton Field Guide to Rating can be 4th edition or 5th edition. And I also would like students to purchase the Little Seagull Handbook, which is 3rd edition. Keep in mind you can purchase the ebooks, and I will talk a little bit more about that. Like I said, the best way to contact me is through Zoom on Fridays from 3 to 5. Or you can email me or message me at any time. So accommodations, if you require accommodations, please email Don Poole and he'll set you up if you need accommodations for this course or any other course for that matter. Like I said, I am trying to promote a safe, digital, positive learning environment. We'll be learning through YouTube and a few activities on Blackboard. Online is kind of nice. It's a little bit more laid back, so you're welcome to work at your own pace as long as deadlines are met. Or if you need an extension on a paper, I'm generally pretty easygoing about that. But the key is to email me as soon as possible. If you do need a possible extension on a paper, it's best to get in touch with me through email to let me know. Because by the end of the course, we will be constructing a portfolio, and I'll be talking about that as well. Please also complete any online training JCC might have put forth regarding Zoom, Blackboard, or Google Suite, because we will be using Google Docs and probably Google Sites as well. So it's important to learn how to use Blackboard, use your email, use the programs within Google. And it's also good to learn how to familiarize yourself with Zoom, so you can pop on and always say hi to me during office hours. So engaged responsible learners. This is a section from the JCC Student Code of Conduct. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can always read JCC's Student Responsibility Statement online, and that is linked down below. So academic integrity, this is important. You should not be plagiarizing others' essays, and that can result in automatic failure of the course, so please don't plagiarize. English professors do catch that online, especially through Blackboard nowadays. There's even a built-in tool into Blackboard that notifies a professor when a student might be plagiarizing from an online source or something like that. So we get automatically notified about that, so please don't do that. So our Learning Center. Our Learning Center is doing some great stuff this semester. I'm so happy about it. So the Learning Center is still operating both remotely and in person, but you can get free peer tutoring and study skills assistance that are available virtually and face-to-face on a limited basis at no charge. You can make a tutoring appointment in Starfish, following these directions or by calling one of the learning centers down below. They're also doing tutoring. You can get tutoring through email. You can get a tutoring appointment through a phone call or through Zoom or even online. So if you need additional help with a paper, it's sort of a great resource for you. And honestly, the Learning Center has great writing tutors. Like, I've met some of the writing tutors. Some of them have even been in my Comp 1 courses in the past, and they are absolutely brilliant. They know exactly what they're doing. You can always, of course, ask for my help with an essay, either through email or through Zoom during my office hours. But it's just a great additional resource. If you want that additional assistance, you can always sort of shoot Beth Lacey or Janelle Gray an email, and they will probably help set you up with a tutor if you need that. And here's the grading. That's pretty straightforward. But here is the most important part, is summary of major assignments. So our major essays and accompanying materials, aka the digital portfolio, will be worth about 60%. That is worth 60% of your grade altogether in total. You will compose 3 major analytical essays this semester. Each essay will include several steps, including drafting, revising, and reflection. Some materials crafted from these steps will be submitted as a whole for an essay grade. Near the end of the semester, all materials from these essays will be collected, revised, and submitted in a digital portfolio, which will also contain an overarching reflection letter. So what we're going to be doing for digital portfolios this semester, I will be requiring either a Google site, or if you want, you can make a website through GoDaddy, which actually I made our class website through GoDaddy, and I highly recommend it. It seems easy to use. But yes, I will be requiring a Google site. But the portfolio is something we'll be working on throughout the whole semester, so there will be workshop in class time. When I say in class time, I mean through online. We'll probably be doing discussion boards for our workshop for in-class time, especially since we're through the online modality here. So keep in mind, you have to submit all your major essays and the portfolio to pass the course, so it's important to keep everything. I would highly recommend, highly recommend, that you keep your drafts of each essay in a separate file, and also keep your final version of each essay in a separate file. And brainstorming, notes, whatever you might have, might be useful to do that digitally. So that's why I'm recommending that all the students in this course get familiar with Google Docs, because honestly that is the wave of the future for education, especially right now with the pandemic. Paper is being discouraged in general, and everything is being digital through online. So that's why I would get familiar with Google Docs. In fact, one of our upcoming exercises that will be required for next week will be through Google Docs. So I would definitely recommend that. Anyway, here's our grading breakdown here. The DCA or Discourse Community Analysis is worth 15%. The RA or Rhetorical Analysis is worth 15%. And the CTA is worth 20%. And then the portfolio is worth an additional 10%. Please do keep this. There's a reason why I have this in red font on here. It is each student's responsibility to save and back up all their files this semester either through Google Drive or in alternative means. So that means that each individual student in this course is responsible for backing up their own files, keeping track of their own files, make sure you save. Can't emphasize that enough. So preparation and participation will be, participating in class activities, the discussion boards, the weekly readings. It's pretty easy for me to tell if you've been doing the reading or not. And of course, keeping up with the papers. And of course, we're going to be doing peer review workshops and also workshops for class online as well. So the library is doing some great stuff as well this semester in terms of library services. They are available digitally. You can get research help via chat, email, by clicking this link. You can also meet with a librarian through Zoom if you want to discuss something specific. I think you can even call them. You can call the library number on the website. But all the links here are very useful if you need sources, if you need articles, if you need an ebook, you can always ask the library. So, assignment deadlines can be found on Blackboard, which I'll be talking about in a further moment. And each major essay will be submitted via Blackboard, especially the final version of the paper. It is your sole responsibility to ensure files are readable. I encourage submission of PDFs. So what that means is that our final versions of papers will be submitted through Blackboard. And in order for you to upload a file, it has to be readable by my computer. So I encourage submission of PDFs or a Word document, or even a Google document would be fine. But you have to ensure sharing settings for your Google Doc is on. So that's why I'm also encouraging everyone to get familiar with Google Suite and Google Documents, because you have to make sure that your Google document, once you share the link, you have to make sure that the link is readable by everyone that has the link. And that's easily found on Google. In fact, I even listed the steps in one of our discussion boards. It's pretty easy to just hop on Google and be like, hey, how do I share a Google document? And that's pretty easy to find out. I am committed to returning feedback to you on papers 2 weeks after submission. Like I said, I will do my best on that. Keep everything. Don't throw anything away, including class activities, peer reviews, drafts, whatever you might have. Please save it. So anyways, that's our syllabus that can be found online on our lovely syllabus tab here. And here is our online schedule for the course. So for week 1, our course introductions, course purpose, syllabus review, and textbooks. And for today, I would log into Blackboard, download the syllabus, and read. And then for Thursday, we'll be working on diagnostic essays and talking about digital portfolios. And I will also talk about textbooks in a moment, but for Thursday, I would like everyone... Oh, actually, that's for next Tuesday, technically. This is for next Tuesday. So what we're going to be doing is working on a diagnostic essay, and we'll also be talking about the reading. So please read the Norton Field Guide to Rating, chapters 1, 2, and 25. Keep in mind the page numbers in parentheses is for 5th edition of the book. But let me talk about I do want to talk about office hours too. There's just so much for me to talk about. But here are my virtual office hours. So my office hours will be available on Zoom from Fridays to 3 to 5. And I can always schedule an appointment with you through Starfish. Here is the Zoom meeting link that will be used, and here's the passcode in case you need to get in. And I also made a website for all of my comp courses, and I'm so proud of this. Here is my website page. You can always fill out this form to email me, and I also have the link to our YouTube channel. And you can also find like a small biography about me in case you're interested. And I also have all of my syllabi uploaded. I don't have course content uploaded to the website yet, but I will work on it probably this weekend. And here is sort of my course calendar. So like if you're wondering, oh, what is my professor up to today? This has like a small breakdown of what I might be doing. You can always find details regarding office hours on here. And here's probably the most useful part is the textbooks links. So we need 2 required textbooks, like I said, which is the Norton Field Guide to Rating. I recommend the 5th edition. And you can always go to Amazon and purchase the ebook right away. The ebook is very nice because you can read it online, you can read it on your phone, you can read it on a tablet, whatever digital device you might be using. So the ebook is nice because you can still highlight notes, you can annotate, you can search the book, you can even place like a digital bookmark if you want to use the ebook. So the ebook is nice because you can get access to it like right away. So that is what I recommend this semester is going with the Norton Field Guide, the ebook. And also the Little Seagull Handbook, the ebook edition, I am requiring as well. And you can also I think you can buy the ebook and the paperback book through the JCC bookstore, so I do have the links here on my website page under textbook links, in case you're curious. And again, if you want the link to my website, it is under virtual office hours in the website tab. Whew, okay. One thing I do want to know, just in case you're curious as well, you can also get help through the Learning Center through the Success at a Distance course. I do highly recommend that everyone taking online course that they complete Success at a Distance, or at least take a look at it, because you can get help with it here. They even have different workshops this semester through the Learning Center. So if you want to take a workshop on Zoom, time management, exams, that kind of thing, note taking, you can always attend these workshops through the Learning Center, and they will be through Zoom. So here are the dates and times that I just pulled up on the flyer here. And they also have different topics about motivation, time management, workshops, that kind of thing, the different course types that there's going to be. They also give great tips on Zoom and that kind of thing, like Zoom etiquette and that kind of thing. So I do highly recommend checking that out if you haven't already, or if you're struggling with something in particular. You can always contact. These are great people to know. You can always contact Corey if you need help with like distance learning type things. You can always contact Beth in terms of if you need something from the Learning Center, or Janelle. They're both very, very nice people. And also on a small note, going back, oh, wait, that's the wrong course page. Okay, here's our course page. So just on a small note, if you need help with tech support at all this semester, the JCC help desk can be contacted through Blackboard, or you can even contact the SUNY help desk. And we have great tech support. They've been doing a ton of great stuff. Stan has been doing a lot of great stuff in terms of technology and distance learning support. So great people to know, just as a side note. And I believe there's even a tab, if you can't log into Blackboard, you can still pull up the help tab on Blackboard. And like I said, here are the hours for the JCC help desk. You can always submit a support ticket through this website here too. So if you need help with Blackboard, resetting your password, what have you, you can also contact the SUNY help desk as well. There's just so much things to get through. So all the things today. Okay. So I have talked about our syllabus. I have talked about our online schedule. So for over the next few days, until next Tuesday, I do have our schedule, what you should be working on in terms of like online activities. And of course, here is what you should be working on over the weekend is the reading and reading response number 1, which I will talk about right now. So for over the weekend, for next Tuesday, I would like everyone to post a class introduction. Here is a fun writing prompt for all of us to get to know each other. Just sort of brief, casual, sort of an icebreaker introduction, since we'll be spending the next 16 weeks together. The post doesn't have to be long, it can be casual in nature. It's a way for me to get to know all of you and promotes a friendly learning environment. So quickly, imagine yourself being stranded on a paradise island during quarantine. What 5 items might you bring with you? I can English. What 5 items might you bring with you? I used a lot of yous in that sense. I'll fix that. Why are those items important, and why did you pick those particular 5 items? Feel free to use images and be creative. Tell me a little about yourself. I'll be participating as well. So I actually did post. So what would I bring? So what I said I would bring. So the first thing I would bring is, of course, my laptop. That's probably my most prized possession. I use it for work and as a source of entertainment when I'm not working. I couldn't imagine myself without it, and hopefully there would be Wi-Fi. The second thing I would bring is my copy of Frankenstein, which is a novel, because that's my favorite novel, and I actually wrote a whole, I sort of wrote like a mini book for that in my grad school program. It was so fun. Best time ever. And then the third item I would bring is my Keurig coffee maker, because I cannot function without my coffee. I just can't do it. I've tried. I've even tried giving up caffeine before. Absolutely impossible. The fourth thing I would bring would probably be my Google Home speaker, because I really enjoyed podcasts and listening to music lately. And I would bring my headphones, because I've been listening to quite a few podcasts lately. So those are the things that I would bring with me to my little paradise island during quarantine. Preferably on a beach. I love myself a good beach. And I sort of really miss the beach. But I will get there again someday. So anyway, just as a note, if you could please do that. It doesn't have to be a long post. Just say something a little about yourself. Just so I know who you are. And maybe also state if you like being called or addressed by a nickname or something else, you can feel free to tell me that in that post too. So here is what will be due on Tuesday, September 1st, which is next Tuesday by noon. So our reading responses are usually due by noon, like the next class meeting. And it will be a reading from the textbook. So read chapters 1, 2, and 27 of the Norton Field Guide. Like I said, the page numbers in parentheses lists the page numbers for the 5th edition. I realize some students might want to purchase maybe the 4th edition, maybe a used copy of the 4th edition from Amazon, because it might be slightly cheaper. I'm not pretty sure it's cheaper on Amazon for the 4th edition, so I do understand if you want to do that. So I list both the page numbers for the 5th and 5th edition of the textbook. Please point out and briefly discuss approaches to reading and writing mentioned in the text that you are already familiar and comfortable with, and maybe some that you have not yet been exposed to. And we will also be doing the diagnostic essay as well. So here are the directions for the diagnostic essay, and just as a side note, I will show you how to post a thread too. So in a new Google document, please answer the following prompt in about 500 words. The diagnostic essay is a way for me to evaluate student writing styles and process, which Comp 1 focuses heavily on. The diagnostic essay will be due on Tuesday, September 1st by 9 p.m. That will count towards participation. So please be sure to post a link to your Google document and ensure permissions are readable by everyone. This can be done by opening a file in Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides. In the right-hand corner, you click Share. You click Get Shareable Link in the top right of the Share with Others box. To choose whether a person can view, comment, or edit the file, click the down arrow next to anyone with the link. And here's the writing prompt that you should be answering for the diagnostic essay. To discuss the extent to which you agree or disagree with the following statement and explain your reasoning for the position you take. As people rely more and more on technology to solve problems, the ability of humans to think for themselves will surely deteriorate. So it's really up to you, your personal opinion. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? It's sort of an interesting writing prompt to be posing right now, especially since class is entirely online. We are functioning entirely online, so is society right now for the most part. In fact, Zoom was down the other day just because there were so many meetings going on there and classes going on through Zoom as well. So please be sure to work on those items. So I will also be posting lessons on, I will try to do, so what I will do is do a mini lecture video like this, and also like maybe a visual to go along with it, like through Google Slides or something like that. But I will be posting links to all of our videos through Blackboard, so Blackboard is definitely important. But here is the course introduction for day 1 and 2. I'm just going to go through some of that for today. But like I said, you can find the syllabus and course schedule, our lessons, our discussion boards, virtual office hours, and I will also be posting announcements probably on class days, which is Tuesdays and Thursdays for our purposes. But I am going to go through this mini lesson, which is course introduction day 1 and 2. I like having my little Google pointer. It's kind of fun. So here is our mini lecture, the beginning of our mini lecture, our course introduction to Comp 1. Welcome to English 1510, English Comp 1. So I have already discussed introductions, discussion board on Blackboard, sort of that little writing prompt I posted about being stranded on an island. What would you bring? And I am welcoming you. This is the introduction to college comp that I'm doing right now. And I already talked about introduction to course structure and expectations. I already sort of talked about that in the syllabus. And I did talk about that in our syllabus and our Blackboard and class website. So here are a few important things to be thinking about, sort of like provoking questions to be thinking about. So why English comp? What makes a piece of writing successful? And what is rhetorical dexterity? So introduction to course structure and expectations. So my previous writing experience and teaching experience, most importantly, is I was a teaching fellow at Bonaventure. My specialty is in tutoring, helping students with papers, and I also worked at the University Writing Center at St. Bonaventure. So the sort of overarching goal that JCC has for College Comp, JCC in particular, keep in mind each institution has its own sort of structure and expectations for Composition 1 in particular, but it's to give you skills and knowledge needed to successfully communicate in writing for a variety of purposes and variety of audiences. So then sort of things that you should be thinking about throughout the course is how do you know when a piece of writing is successful? What is the rhetorical situation? What is the purpose behind every piece of writing? What do you want your audience to do, think, or feel? What does the piece of writing task call on you to do? What are the best ways to achieve your purpose? So your choice of genre is important. You're going to write, of course, you'll write an essay differently of how you might write an email or a speech or a resume. Identifying your audience is important because it influences how and what you write. So a successful piece of writing keeps its audience and genre in mind, as well as its purpose. Is it a narrative? Is it an argumentative essay? Is it a research essay that wants to inform the reader about a certain topic? And we'll be approaching different types of writing throughout the semester. The first course in our composition sequence will introduce problems that will require you to think carefully about how language functions, both socially and intellectually. It's more than a course about writing, it's also a course that will help you read and think better, or be able to have those logical thinking skills. And of course, there will be claims like thesis statements. That'll be a main focus of the course as well. So one thing that you should be doing during this course is participating. You should be keeping up with class videos, the Blackboard page, the readings. And of course, I will grade you on those things. And of course, your participation will directly impact your peer success. This is especially important when it comes to peer review or class workshops. We'll be doing quite a few of those. Okay, so moving on. What is rhetorical dexterity? So rhetorical dexterity is the ability to communicate successfully among any group, workplace, job, organization, or academic discipline. We all move among several groups. That might be family, colleagues, coworkers, clients, service organizations, place of worship, and whatever else you might do outside the classroom as well. So what constitutes successful communication within each of these many communities that we're a part of? What does it look like? So something to think about is that groups that you socialize with, like coworkers, that is considered a discourse community. You might share similar values, backgrounds, education, that kind of thing. And that will be part of our first essay, which is the discourse community essay. And even another discourse community that you're involved with right now is becoming a new student at JCC. So, like, you probably have similarities among your classmates. Like, you probably might have similar values, maybe going through similar experiences right now. And that's something to think about too. So day 1 and 2 will be probably a syllabus review. I already talked about textbooks, Blackboard use and assignments, which I already kind of went through, and the in-class diagnostic, which I already talked about. So here's the writing prompt, which you can find on both Blackboard and in this little lesson right here. Is discuss which you agree or disagree with the following statement. As people rely more and more on technology to solve problems, the ability of humans to think for themselves will surely deteriorate. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? And of course, day 3 will be probably looking more at discussion boards. We'll be looking at 2 kinds of writing, and product versus process, and we'll have the essay pre-write and the essay number 1 reveal. And we'll also talk about digital portfolios for Thursday's class. So what is the difference between in-class versus out-of-class writing? In-class writing is showing what you know, leaves little time for learning, what is really being assessed. And out-of-class is writing to learn, emphasis on process, which really is what we're doing, is emphasis on process, especially in Comp 1 and Comp 2. It requires academic mindset. So what do we expect for academic writing? When we say we, we're talking about like English teachers or English faculty in general. What do we expect of our academic essays? We expect multiple paragraphs, introductory paragraphs, a claim or a thesis statement, and we'll be talking extensively of what a claim and thesis statement is. Having body paragraphs with focus, having engaging ideas, ideals, examples, or evidence, having clear sentences and topic sentences, and having precise, correct language, or grammar in that case. So like I said, we're going to be doing quite a bit of the recursive process of composing. We're going to be doing this quite a bit this semester. Live it, love it, breathe it. This is what we're doing. This is basically a overarching diagram of what the whole course is about, which is pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, and then publishing your final product. So, this is sort of like just a mini review of our first paper. I will have formal guidelines and everything for the first paper, but it's just something to be thinking about, is what sort of discourse communities do you associate with on a daily basis? And of course, we're going to be talking about the 3 rhetorical appeals and the rhetorical situation too, which is logos, ethos, pathos. So the language used and understood by a discourse community and the important texts of a discourse community make up that group's logos, or logical appeal. The values common to and maybe unique to a particular discourse community, as well as the community's norms, are all part of that group's pathos, or emotional appeal. And then every group has members who are considered experts because they have mastered the group's discourse. The quality of having expert status is called ethos. And of course, ethos, pathos, logos, the 3 rhetorical appeals, like I just said. And of course, our essay number 1 will be the DCA, the Discourse Community Analysis. We tend to love acronyms for our papers in Comp 1, which is a little funny. But basically, the essay number 1 is DCA. So if I call it DCA, it just means the Discourse Community Analysis. And of course, we're going to be doing pre-writing next week, but at least it gives you sort of a preview of what we're doing. And I believe that is it for today. So what you should be working on for today is looking at the online course syllabus, the schedule. You can review the course introduction that I just did. And you should also be working on discussion boards and working on updating the textbooks, which is, like I said, you can go through my course website, go under textbooks links, and depending on your preference, you can order the ebooks pretty much instantly. And to be honest, I believe the ebooks are also cheaper, which is nice. And like I said, you can have it on any digital device, which is very nice too. You can buy it through the bookstore or through Amazon. You can look at those links at your own leisure. And of course, if you want to meet with me during virtual office hours, you can of course do that too. But yeah, definitely look at the syllabus and download that. Anyway, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be posting all of our videos on YouTube and through Blackboard. So you are, of course, welcome to access my YouTube channel. And I probably will link that on the video page once I have the video uploaded. Thank you. I hope you all have a great day. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to email me at any time. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.